Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Prime Minister and Cabinet colleagues, Honorable Leader of the Opposition and members of the Honorable House, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I rise to respond to the 2019-20 budget address that was presented on 7 June 2019. And along with my colleagues on the side of the House, I wish to affirm the Ministry of Forest full support for the budget. I also wish to acknowledge and commend the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Economy, particularly for developing a comprehensive and holistic budget. The opposition and some so-called economists like to have us think that the budget has been forced on Fiji. Honorable Speaker, it appears that their thinking is far from the realities of life. Devising a budget for the nation is not as simple as planning the family budget. The national budget can be a complex undertaking, given the scope and depth of issues to be considered not only for the immediate period, but for the distant future. Honorable Speaker, the 2019-2020 national budget takes into account the ever-changing nature of global politics, technology, industry, and markets, and then seeks to smartly reposition Fiji to be ready for the impact of such change, and whenever possible, to influence the outcome of such change. Lest the opposition forgets, Fiji's unprecedented economic growth in the 10 consecutive years to date has given rise to significant socio-economic development that has benefited ordinary Fijians. It is this consistent economic growth that has enabled Fiji to create employment opportunities for the thousands of young people pouring out of our secondary and tertiary institutions each year. It is the same growth that has enabled Fiji to expand our national infrastructure, build schools and health facilities, and enable ordinary Fijians to put food on the table and meet their basic needs. Honorable Speaker, it is this same growth that has enabled Fiji to take on prominent leadership roles in the international community in almost any field of endeavor, from presiding over the United Nations General Assembly, co-chairing the world's first Oceans Conference, being the first small island states to preside over the Global Climate Movement, or COP23, being the current chair of World Bank and IMF, to even winning the Olympics 7th gold medal, and as recent as last month, the World Rugby 7 Series. All these achievements, among many others, Honorable Speaker, have been made possible through the strategic and smart financial positioning that only the Fiji First government could have done. In summary, Honorable Speaker, Fiji's budgets have not only been focused on building physical infrastructure to increase our capacity, they have also been designed to build capability that is now allowing our people to rise to greater heights. This is a strategic direction that may not have yet dawned on the opposition. Honorable Speaker said, the Ministry of Forestry has been allocated a total budget of $16.5 million, comprising $11.3 million for operating expenditure, $4.5 million for capital expenditure, and $718,000 for value-added tax. The sustainable development and management of Fiji's forest resources is at the heart of the Ministry's strategic direction, which is clearly articulated in its 13-year strategic plan and annual operational plans. These corporate documents are aligned to Fiji's 5-year and 20-year National Development Plan and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and other international conventions. And as stated by the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Economy, the 2019-2020 budget is dedicated to supporting 5 fundamental pillars of modernity, which are strengthening law and order, protecting our natural environment, empowering young Fijians, spurring technology and innovation, and building certainty in an uncertain world. On strengthening law and order, the 2019-2020 allocation will support the enforcement of forestry legislation, policies, and regulations to sustainably develop Fiji's forest. The Ministry will review the Forest Act and subsequent legislations and policies to ensure, among other things, the conservation of forestry resources, transparency and fairness in issuance of forest harvesting licenses, and provide efficient and effective extension support services to our stakeholders, whilst bringing the Fijian people into fuller and more active participation in socio-economic development at all levels. $1.3 million has been allocated for the Ministry's policy administration, while $452,900 has been allocated for economic policy planning and statistics under Program 1. An additional $2.3 million is allocated under supportive administration in Program 2, and $4.5 million is allocated for monitoring, control, and surveillance of harvesting and logging operations. With all these funds, the Ministry will continue to reposition its professional and technical personnel in the forested areas around the country, especially to improve the working relationship with the forestry industry and help them understand the forest laws and regulations. The repositioning will also enable the Ministry to better monitor harvesting and sawmilling operations to ensure compliance with licensing conditions, including the Harvesting Code and the Environment Management Act through the conduct of environmental impact assessments. It will also ensure the correct information is obtained on the changes to our forests, including the volume of trees harvested and the output of all sawmills. A key component of this initiative is to ensure the fair and equitable distribution of revenue from our forest resources as part of Fiji's social justice measures. Honorable Speaker said, on protecting our natural environment, the Ministry will work towards striking a balance between facilitating the gradual increase of the forestry sector's contribution to Fiji's economic growth and protecting Fiji's natural forest and the environment. $2.6 million is allocated to the Forest Conservation and Management Services. This includes $490,700 capital co-funding for the program on reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation, or REDD+. This will maintain government's commitment to Fiji's REDD+ program, which is complemented with a $1.5 million grant from the World Bank. The REDD+ program aims to address a broad range of issues, from sustainable forest management, conservation and protection of the environment, facilitating socio-economic development through carbon trading and benefit sharing, to building climate resilient communities. Honorable Speaker Say, I am pleased to update Parliament that Fiji will be presenting its Emission Reduction Program, ARP, to the World Bank in July this year. The ARP has been developed through wide consultations with forest resource owners, civil society organizations, various institutions, and members of the public. It is very pleasing to note, Honorable Speaker, that women's groups have been important contributors during the consultations. My ministry believes that we can also empower more women to help drive the forestry sector. Not only does Fiji have a woman as conservator of forests, leading the scientific and technical personnel, but the ministry continues to recruit qualified females as forestry professionals. The ministry is also increasing our support for women in the communities to establish nurseries and raise seedlings for Fiji's tree planting initiative. The emphatic and gentle nurturing characteristics of women have demonstrated in raising children could perhaps be transformed into caring for our trees and the environment. This will ensure that the future of Fiji's forestry sector is secure. Still under the key pillar of protecting our natural environment, $1.59 million is allocated for extension and advisory services. This includes $1.5 million specifically for the reforestation of degraded forests. This allocation will allow the ministry to continue and indeed increase its planting programs targeting vulnerable and degraded areas, thereby increasing Fiji's forest cover and mitigating the impact of climate change. The increased allocation will also help fund Fiji's 4 million trees in 4 years initiative. As a quick update on this initiative, Fiji has planted close to 300,000 new trees since January 2019. We intend to accelerate the tree planting in the new fiscal year, working in partnership with all Fijians. On this occasion, Honorable Speaker, I wish to thank all those who have seen the merit of this initiative and have contributed to planting trees. They include His Excellency the President, Major General retired Chochi Konrate, who launched the initiative in January, the Honorable Prime Minister and government members of Parliament, the United Nations Secretary General, and other dignitaries, sports personalities, and various individuals and organizations, both locally and from abroad. Honorable Speaker, I wish to invite the members of the opposition to put aside the political ideologies and join in this tree planting initiative for the sake of our beloved nation. Honorable Speaker, the renewed effort on tree planting will reduce erosion and sedimentation while offsetting some of our carbon output. The tree planting will also extend to mangroves to help protect our coastal ecosystems. Importantly, this large-scale tree planting initiative will ultimately enable the country to protect the native forests, including our water sources and rich biodiversity. This will minimize the changes to our natural ecosystem. The initiative will also support Fiji's energy sector in promoting renewable energy and greater technology. It also includes the greening and beautification of our towns and cities and roads, and the establishment of more forest parks for the benefit of Fijian citizens and tourists. In the long term, Honorable Speaker said, these trees will contribute to Fiji's economic growth, especially sandalwood and commercial plantation species. $566,600 is allocated for forest parks, recreation, and nature reserves. This includes $200,000 specifically for the maintenance and improvement of forest parks. I'm also pleased to inform the August Parliament that the Ministry is reviewing the lease for the Doloi Suba Forest Park to correct the injustice that previous governments have made to the resource owners, where they have been receiving a meager $2.60 per hectare. Like all other Fiji First initiatives, we intend to ensure that we strike a win-win, no zero-sum equation with the resource owners, all for the greater good of the nation. The Doloi Suba Forest Park is becoming an iconic landmark for Fiji from an environment, biodiversity, recreation, and economic perspective. It has been dedicated to the Queen's Commonwealth Canopy, which comprises a network of forest conservation initiatives that allows people to have a heightened appreciation of trees and forests. Honorable Speaker said, on empowering young Fijians, the Ministry's development initiative have a specific focus on the young people of Fiji. The 4 million trees in 4 years initiative is in fact an investment in our youth and children. The initiative seeks to actively engage young Fijians at the school age level to enable them to have a deeper appreciation of trees and forests. It will also encourage youth, and might I add, women's groups, to set up nurseries to raise and sell seedlings. Importantly, when these millions of trees mature in the next 3 decades, it is our young Fijians who will reap the benefits. Honorable Speaker said, on spurring technology and innovation, the Ministry will align its work with the technological innovation the government is investing in. Our licensing procedures, for instance, will be facilitated online with clear timeline. The aim is to significantly reduce the turnaround time for the processing and issuance of licenses. We hope to approve licenses in a mere few days, as opposed to the months that have been the practice for decades. Applicants should also be able to track the stages of their applications. The Ministry's responsiveness and transparency are among the key platforms for assisting the forestry sector in order to increase the sector's contribution to Fiji's overarching economic growth. The Ministry also intends to invest in technology to help monitor harvesting activities and the changes that are taking place in our forests. Technology and innovation will undoubtedly be a game changer for the forestry sector, as indeed for Fiji. Honorable Speaker say, on building certainty in an uncertain world, the certainty that the forestry sector can provide to the people of Fiji is the assurance that government strategies are ultimately aimed towards achieving a holistic, inclusive, and sustainable foundation for the nation, both for the current and future generations. The Ministry's advice to the communities will be enhanced by scientific evidence. This would mean strengthening collaboration with research and academic institutions, both locally and internationally. The Ministry is conducting comparative analysis on global scales of countries that have set the benchmark with the management of their forest resources. We intend to learn from these countries to ensure that Fiji's forest sector is sustainable in every sense of the word. Honorable Speaker said, this is based on the belief that sustainable forest management comes from sound research and development. The Silviculture Research Division at Dole Suba has been allocated a budget of $551,000 to enhance its research capacity and competencies. In the 2018-2019 budget, the division was able to appoint two very highly qualified and experienced consultants who have very good links with forestry research institutes around the world to redefine the division's role and to develop Fiji's seed bank to support Fiji's tree planting program. The budget for the new financial year will enable the Ministry to progressively implement the outcomes of these consultancies. Suffice to say, Honourable Speaker say, the Ministry is placing renewed focus on research and development, as this will help inform Fiji's strategies for the forestry sector. The Timber Utilization and Research Division in Nasinu has been allocated $1.7 million to conduct sound and accurate analysis of treated timber produced by sawmills and ensure compliance and quality assurance to the timber preservative regulation and required standards of the building construction industry. The division will develop a national plywood standard, and it will research and develop wood and non-wood species. I'm also pleased to inform this August House that the Ministry continues to provide training for sawmillers and timber processing workers as part of its support towards strengthening the timber industry, allowing them to create more employment opportunities and contribute to improved livelihoods. $244,220 of the $1.7 million is allocated specifically for the Timber Industry Training Center at Nasinu. Still on training, Honourable Speaker, the Ministry has been allocated an additional $1 million for training and education. This comprises $245,000 for the Forestry Training Center at Dole Suba, and an additional $72,000 for Fiji's forest wardens, who are helping the Ministry as government eyes and ears, especially in the rural and remote communities. Honourable Speaker, community-based forest plantations will continue to receive support from the government through the Fiji Pine Trust with an operating grant of $745,102. The trust assists landowners to establish nurseries to raise nature and distribute pine seedling, supervise plantations, establish harvesting and processing, and restore harvested area. This budget will continue to support the rural and maritime communities. The Ministry will improve its monitoring of the work of the Fiji Pine Trust to ensure that the replanting programs are successful and they are accurately captured in the Ministry's database. Honourable Speaker say, government will continue to support the establishment of small and medium enterprises in the forestry sector. $50,000 is allocated to continue the provision of subsidy on the purchase of forest value-adding machines to nature new and emerging cottage industries. This is again an important component of the Fiji Affairs government's efforts to ensure that the forestry sector continues to stimulate a positive and lasting impact on the people whose livelihoods are sourced from forest resources. Honourable Speaker say $1.2 million is allocated for the capital purchase of forestry harvesting and processing machines. This will importantly support our maritime pine schemes in the utilization of their resources for building improved housing and leveraging opportunities for income generation and elevating living standards. I am again pleased to inform the August Parliament that government intends to help our communities in the maritime zone to harvest the mature pine resources and to ensure that the dreams of their forefathers when they started planting trees over 4 decades ago are transformed into reality. Through close collaboration with the landowners and other agencies and other government private sector, my ministry can help seize increased wealth in the maritime zone. Honorable Speaker say, the Fiji First government has clearly demonstrated leadership, vision and total commitment when it comes to ensuring the sustainability of its forest resources to cater for the current and future generations. Honorable Speaker say, I commend this budget to the August House and I look forward to a successful 2019-2020 fiscal year for the forestry sector and the nation as a whole.